Donald Trump came out again just a day and a half ago, swearing up and down on Truth Social that he knows nothing of Project 2025. He doesn't know who's behind it. He doesn't know who's doing any of this, and he is not affiliated with any of it. CNN, on the other hand, begs to differ. I mean, not only have we already seen all of the evidence about Trump's own campaign being involved in Project 2025, but CNN actually did a little bit of journalism here, did the digging, went through people's resumes, their profiles, their LinkedIn profiles, social media, all of that, and CNN was able to link 240 people to both Donald Trump and Project 2025. 140 of them happened to be people who served in his administration, all the way from low-level staffers to appointed officials. 140 of them, 240 total when you count the people from his campaign and people associated with him in the past. Let me read you this from CNN. 6 of his former cabinet secretaries helped write or collaborated on the 900-page playbook for a second Trump term published by the Heritage Foundation. 4 individuals Trump nominated as ambassadors were also involved, along with several enforcers of his controversial immigration crackdown, and about 20 pages are credited to his first deputy chief of staff. In fact, at least 140 people who worked in the Trump administration had a hand in Project 2025, including more than half of the people listed as authors, editors, and contributors to Mandate for Leadership, the project's extensive manifesto for overhauling the executive branch. Dozens more who staff Trump's government hold positions with conservative groups advising Project 2025, including former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and longtime advisor Stephen Miller. These groups also include several lawyers deeply involved in Trump's attempts to remain in power, such as his impeachment attorney Jay Sekulow, and 2 of the legal architects of his failed bid to overturn the 2020 presidential election, Cleta Mitchell and John Eastman. Overall, CNN found nearly 240 people with ties to both Project 2025 and to Trump, covering nearly every aspect of his time in politics and the White House, from day-to-day foot soldiers in Washington to the highest levels of his government. The number is likely higher because many individuals' online resumes were not available. So let me go ahead and put that in other words for you. A majority of the people who crafted Project 2025 are people who have worked at some point in their lives in the last 8 years for Donald Trump. These are his people. People who know him well. People who know what he wants to do. And they're the ones who got together and said, you know what? We ought to just put it in a playbook. We ought to create this manifesto of what we know Trump wants to do. So there is no amount of posting that Donald Trump can do on Truth Social to distance himself from Project 2025. He is involved, his people are involved, he knows exactly what is going on, and it was crafted by the people who know what he wants them to do. And in case you're wondering what they want him to do, one of its priorities is creating a roadmap for the first 180 days of the new administration to quickly reorient every federal agency around its conservative vision. Described on its website as, quote, a movement-wide effort guided by the conservative cause to address and reform the failings of big government and undemocratic administrative state, Project 2025 also aims to recruit and train thousands of people loyal to the conservative movement to fill federal government positions. They plan to ban pornography, reverse federal approval of the abortion pill mifepristone, exclude the morning after pill and men's contraceptives from coverage mandated under the Affordable Care Act, make it harder for transgender adults to transition, and eliminate the federal agency that oversees the National Weather Service, because, of course, Trump got mad at the National Weather Service when he had to draw his little Sharpie on the hurricane map. And that's just a handful of some of the horrible things they want to do. And again, Trump is at the heart of this. Do not believe him when he tells you otherwise. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.